going on, everybody? How is everybody doing on this wonderful Friday afternoon? Who's ready for a beer? I think I'm ready for a beer. What's up, Duchess? How you doing, man? Doing good, man. Doing good, man. What's up with Ducky? How you, brother? Up, 4 o'clock, people. You know what that means. Let's do this. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a very, very interesting one, and I'm really excited about this one because, I don't know, whenever I come to drinking a beer that's been barrel-aged for a while, it kind of gets my jumblies all in a bunch for excitement, and today we're going to be looking at... Okay. I might say the name of this brewery wrong because... I don't know. It's just, it sounds and it's pronounced weird to me, but we're going to be taking a look at a rye whiskey barrel Imperial brown ale from Pfriem. I don't know, it's how would you guys say this? Pfriem? I don't know. But it's a nice little bottle here. It's 12.3%, which, yep, this one's up there on the ABV. And this one has been, it was aged 12 months in, whiskey rye barrels. So I'm really excited for this one, and it was bottled on 11/3 on 2020. So this one's been sitting here for a little bit. But before we get into drinking that guy, I'll tell you about Pfriem a little bit, to where it's like they've won awards when it comes to just their different barrel-aged beers all over. And they're really well known for that kind of barrel-aged kind of style. I know they're out of Where are they out of? They're out of Oregon, but what? Hood River. They're out of Hood River, Oregon. So, kind of knowing that a brewery kind of stays in the realm of making a certain type of beer, even though they do like IPAs, but like you could tell there's some styles that they kind of lean towards more, which is, I think that's what these guys do when it comes to those barrel aging methods. But I'm really excited for this one. So let's crack this guy open and give this guy a smell, because I want to know what this one smells like. I'm expecting some nice maltiness, well, maybe like an oaky kind of bourbony kind of taste along with it, just because it's been aging in rye barrels. But maybe since it's a brown ale, get some like dark fruit notes in there, maybe like a plum or like a dark cherry. But I want to see if I can get some like caramel, toffee, burnt sugar kind of notes on this as well. So let's crack this bottle open. Let's see what the smell is like on this one. Oh yeah, right off the bat, very, very like dark fruit notes. Definitely getting a lot of that like caramelized burnt sugar kind of smell. Gonna add like kind of like a nice malty sweetness in there, I think. Definitely getting some kind of like spice note in there as well. Yeah, this smells delicious. So let's give this guy a try. I'll be drinking out of my untapped tulip glass, and let's see how this one pours. Look at that. Not much of a head to it. Definitely able to fill up the entire glass. And a little bit of like a nice brown, like light brown, maybe kind of head on there. But look at that. Nice and dark. Almost getting to like the stouty realm. Oh yeah, definitely getting a lot of those like caramelized sugar, toffee kind of smells. Nice little maltiness in there. Yeah, that smells delicious. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Right off the bat, a nice oaky, like nice and sweet kind of burnt caramelized sugar taste. Definitely like how the oakiness kind of balances out the sweetness of it from the malts and all that. Definitely get a nice kind of boozy backbone in it. Can definitely tell this is a 12.3%. Really, really nice taste of the bourbon in there, with it being the rye barrels and all the rye whiskey kind of thing. Definitely has a more of like a... So like, okay, so I think I pronounced that Pfriem. Okay, so maybe the P is silent, who knows. But yeah, the nice, very oaky sweetness in there. Definitely getting some of those bourbon notes, or like kind of like whiskey bourbon kind of flavors that come in there. Definitely feel the warmth kind of sitting in the back of the throat. Has a nice kind of... It's a nice mixture of like a bubbly, effervescent slash kind of creamy mouthfeel. Definitely you could get that nice little kind of like bitter note at the end with like some of the hops they're using, but of course getting that kind of oaky kind of thing to mix in with it. So it's not too sweet. I think the nice oaky, hoppy part of it at the end is kind of making it balance really well to make it not too sweet. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm a fan. Definitely a sipper though. Definitely a sipper. So let's see what the profile of this one actually is. I'm curious. So, like I said before, it's a 12.3%. And with 45 IBUs. So yeah, I can see that in there because there's that slight bitterness. But what they describe this beer is aged in rye whiskey barrels for a year. Our Imperial Brown Ale pours a black walnut hue, bursting with rich notes of brandied cherry, toffee, and a kiss of char. Strong and complex, it is stout's untamed spicy cousin, pairing well with shellfish, hearty comfort food, and rich chocolate. It's perfect for spinning a fireside yarn with friends. Okay, so yeah, definitely this is more of like, I would say, kind of a winter themed, kind of fall winter themed kind of beer. What's up? What's up, Imperial? Look, how you doing? Does it say what rye barrels they used? Let's see. Let's see. rye whiskey barrel. Let's see if it tells you on the website what kind of rye barrels it used. Barrel, it just says rye whiskey. It doesn't really give away what kind of brand they used for the barrel, but for the malts they use, let's see, Maris Otter Finest, Golden Promise, Crystal Dark, DRC, brown malts, chocolate malts, roasted barley, golden naked oats. And the hops they used in this guy was Warrior, Chinook, and Cascade. And they used some American ale yeast. And all it says just a rye whiskey barrel. But yeah, this is really, really solid. I'm really enjoying that kind of balance of like oaky kind of bitterness with, I guess that's kind of mixing well with the hops in there, and that nice kind of toffee caramelized sugar kind of taste that I get from this. Definitely you could tell there's a little bit more spices in here. I kind of forgot to take this out of the fridge like maybe an hour beforehand to kind of get it to that 45 to 50 degree temperature that like brown ales and like kind of like I could say Belgian triples and quads kind of like to be drank at. But it has a nice little cold kind of feel to it, so it's not to that room temperature. So I think if it went down to room temperature a little bit more of those spice notes would come out a little bit more. But overall, there's a lot of notes in this that kind of remind me of like a barrel-aged stout. But yeah, very, very delicious. It's not too sweet at all. Definitely has a nice mouthfeel. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So let's start going off our grading scale here. So, bottle art / can art. These are one of these breweries that don't kind of go crazy when it comes to doing art on their bottles. I don't know if they just keep it clean, nice white label with kind of like a golden with their logo, and then of course the name of the brewery, and then they put the name of the beer right on the top, which it says Rye Whiskey Imperial Brown. And then what does that say? It says humbly offered on the side. Yep, and then proudly crafted, humbly offered. So yeah, they don't really go out of their way to kind of make very intricate labeling, which in my head they're trying to make this beer speak for itself a little bit more. So yeah, it's really nothing much to say about the label. It's clean. I like just the gold on the white. I think gold and white is always a really clean kind of look. And this is what the kind of labeling I would expect from like a higher quality kind of, I don't want to say high-end kind of situation, but you can definitely tell this is like they kind of keep it classy, and it's definitely something nice because I've learned over a lot of the beers with simple labels that I've had that those are the kind of beers that they're not trying to catch you in with the label, they're trying to catch you in with the actual taste of the beer itself. So they like keeping the label simple, making it look classy, and because it's a very classy, sophisticated, complex beer. So, really not much to say about it. I'll give it maybe like a 2 when it comes to intricate. I don't know if it would catch my attention if I was a new beer drinker when it comes to like starting this experience when you go into a liquor store or a bottle shop and try to find this. Because to me, the first experience is going into that liquor store and actually looking and seeing something that will either catch your attention or like bright colors kind of situation. But over the time, I've learned myself to kind of not fully go with like intricate can art and when I'm choosing my beer, just because when I look at something like this, I know they're trying to create something more complex and more simplistic when it comes to label side of things, and then letting the beer be the main focal point of what they're trying to, of the kind of experience they're trying to give you. So yeah, nothing really to the label, just clean, simple, really nice. So when it comes to like intricate and bottle art, can art, yeah, I give it a 2 out of 5. But let's see what Untapped has to say about this guy, because I'm curious. Hold on, let's get another drink in there. So, the Rye Whiskey Imperial Brown, the 2020, aged 1 year in rye whiskey barrels. Like I said before, 12.3% ABV, and I believe it was at 45 IBU. With over 387 ratings, so not really high on the ratings, but enough to get a good, solid rating system in here. They gave it a rating of 4.28 average rating on Untapped, which that's pretty solid. That's really, really good. Even for only not even 400 people doing a rating on this one. But well, yeah, on the bottom you can definitely see some stuff sitting under there. So there's a little bit of like sediment sitting on the bottom, which I don't mind. Not at all. Kind of has like, I'm guessing that maybe some of like the barley's in there, I'm thinking. But yeah, very, very super solid. Not too sweet at all. I really like that. It's definitely keep giving those Imperial brown ale kind of notes. But when it comes to making like an Imperial brown, or kind of going into some of the aspects of making like a very dark fruit / malty forward kind of dark beer, they bring a lot of similar aspects to a stout in there. Just maybe the mouthfeel will be different due to the ingredients they use. Maybe if they're trying to do like a chocolatey stout or maybe like a peanut butter stout, there's going to be a lot more of a creamy mouthfeel. But with this one, you definitely get, when it comes to this kind of style, to me, from what I've experienced, it definitely has that kind of similar creamy mouthfeel, but more of like a bubbly kind of mixed in effervescence kind of feel as well with it. But overall, yeah, this is delicious. It's definitely a very, very solid one. I've had a couple different ones from, I'm going to go with how Duchess is doing it, just because I think it makes sense that that P in the front is silent. So Pfriem. So from Pfriem Family Brewers. If that's, I don't know, I'm going to probably botch it as many times as I say it, but oh well. Yeah, they did a fantastic job on this one. Absolutely fantastic. And if I got this one in a flight over at Pfriem, would I get another one? Yeah, most likely. I'd be, if I got another kind of brown ale / if I got a stout, and I kind of gravitate more into the creamier kind of realm of a stout, where it's like I like that creamy kind of stick to your palate kind of feel with a darker beer. But I definitely get another one of these if I could. 100%. It's delicious. With that, you can see this is they try to keep it to where I bet it's a special occasion beer. Like, I can bet you can probably age this for another 3-4 years. Like if you're cellaring it, but it would probably just get that much better. But overall, really, really solid. I would definitely get another one of these if I got one on a flight for sure. But what is my final rating on this guy going to be? Let's see. I like the balance between sweetness and oaky kind of bitterness. I like the nice the whiskey taste in there. It's not too overpowering. It's not too pungent to where it's like all you taste is like whiskey, so that's good. They definitely let a lot of the more different kind of flavors you would taste in this kind of speak for itself. This is a tough one. I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. I really like it. I think if you're a stout fan, or if you're into a barrel aged style of beer, this would be right up your alley, because it's not too forward on the oakiness. There's definitely a nice sweetness that's incorporated, but it's balanced out with that kind of barrel aged oaky kind of taste. The whiskey is not too overpowering to where all you taste is just whiskey, which I've had some barrel aged ones where it's just that's all you taste, and it kind of drowns out all the other stuff that they're putting in here, and kind of, because when it comes to stuff that's barrel aged, you want more complexity when it comes to flavors you're getting, and I think they knocked it out of the park with this one, because there's so much balance in here. There's so many different kind of notes that you can get between the sweetness, the oakiness, the kind of this hoppy bitterness in there. It kind of hits every kind of palate that you enjoy in a dark kind of beer. So yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this one. So I think that I'm going to give this a solid 8 out of 10. Really, really good. Would definitely recommend to people if you're in Oregon, if you're over in what's the name of this frickin' town again? Hood River. I wonder if this is actually like, if it's in Hood River, Oregon. I wonder if there's like a, let's look, Hood River, Oregon. Let's see if there's a nice river over there. Oh yeah, Hood River is right off of the, what river is that? The Columbus River. So yeah, I wonder, that would be cool if the brewery is right off the water. That would be sick. So where it's like if they had outdoor seating where it's like right next to the river, that would be a hell of an experience for sure. But overall, let's see what I want to look at it though. What another more food pairings this one would be. So what they suggest for food pairings with this beer, they suggest oysters, mussels, crab, clams, scallops, calamari. So pretty much anything seafood. This, they say, is a good pairing with this one, which I can definitely see that, because it's like it may add more of like a sweetness, because depending on the seafood you're eating, there's a natural like fresh seafood sweetness that's added to it that would maybe balance out the oakiness a little bit more. And let's see what else. The ham, prosciutto, pancetta, and bacon they recommend with this, because it's a nice fatty kind of meat, so I can definitely see that. Hearty beef stews, short ribs, root vegetables, potatoes, chocolate-based desserts such as truffles, creme brulee, and raspberry or strawberry tarts. So that's definitely, I would love to try this kind of style of beer with seafood. I think that's what's kind of catching my eye when it comes to what they suggest you pair this beer with. So trying a nice kind of oaky Imperial brown ale with a nice kind of, if you have a nice order of lobster or some crab legs, that'd be pretty solid. I think that'd be really cool. I think that would pair pretty well. Plus, I would love to try this with like a nice chocolatey dessert, like maybe like a death by chocolate kind of cake, where it's like chocolate in your face, and it would just add like another element of sweetness to this beer too. So yeah, if you're ever trying, I would guess if it's like, if you're ever having a rye whiskey barrel aged kind of Imperial brown, or maybe a stout, I'd probably suggest trying it with seafood. That's something I would be really interested to try to see. I don't know if Imperial Oak has any kind of other food recommendations, I think, for this kind of style of beer, but I don't know if you ever had, with any of the brews that you've come out with, have you tried pairing their stuff with seafood at all? I'm really curious on that one. I don't know. Maybe if, I don't know if you're still in chat or not, but thanks for stopping by anyways. I've been wanting to talk to you a little bit, Imperial Oak, so I don't know if I can reach out to you in the DMs of Instagram. I want to kind of ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Since you come in here quite often, you're kind of like to that point where you're kind of a regular in here every once in a while. I really appreciate it. But I would love to kind of sit down and talk to you about a few things, just to kind of pick your brain and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just if you're ever tuning in, just let me know how I can get a hold of you, Imperial Oak, in the comment section or something like that. Or if you're in here right now, just give me the best kind of way to hit you up, or if we can set up a date to where I can come by the brewery and talk to you, that'd be cool too. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. Pfriem made another fantastic one. I have another couple stuff from them in the rotation coming up soon. I think I have like a pale ale from them, so it's kind of, I'm going to be interested to see how they kind of do things on the pale ale kind of side. So that's going to be really cool. See if they do anything different. But overall, yeah, another fantastic beer from them. I've had a few beers from them in the past, so nothing but great experiences. So if you're ever out in Oregon and in the Hood River area, definitely give these guys a shot. Or you can find some of their stuff coming up on Tavour every once in a while. If you don't know what Tavour is by now, it's a beer subscription service / beer delivery service where you can either choose the flavor profiles that you enjoy and kind of get random beers within that flavor profile per month, or you get to download the app and kind of choose what your box will be like depending on what they drop on there every single day practically. But it's just kind of iffy depending on where you are located in the U.S., where if you can get beers delivered to you. I know here in the Chicagoland area you can, and I know Washington, D.C. is an area that can be delivered, like the Washington, D.C. Area can have Tavour delivered to them. So you just got to download the app and kind of put in your zip code, and they'll let you know right away if they can deliver it to you. So it's I know they're working on getting more like small courier services kind of working with them, because that's how they deliver their stuff. They don't use like FedEx or UPS, that kind of thing. They use small little shipping services to get the stuff to you, which is, I really enjoy that, because it's another way to promote small business when technically a brewery is another small business as well. So it's kind of helping each other and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, another solid one. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button on your way out. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for taking time out of your day to watch my stuff. And if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you everybody in chat again for hanging out. Thank you everybody who tuned in. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to say it like I always say it. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Cheers.